Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. Today we have an intriguing story that could make you look at your pocket change in a whole new light. You may have seen it before, sitting in your spare change jar, the humble 1-cent coin. But did you know that some 1990 US pennies could be worth millions? Yes, you heard that right, millions! Stick around, because today, we're diving deep into the world of rare coins and uncovering the fascinating history and the jaw-dropping value of the 1990 1-cent coin. To most people, the penny is just a small coin, worth, well, 1 cent. A coin so small that it often gets lost in the shuffle of everyday life. But did you know that some specific pennies from 1990 can sell for millions of dollars? It's true. A few rare 1990 pennies have sold for a whopping $122 million. And in this video, we're going to find out why. Before we dive into the shocking details of why this specific penny is so valuable, let's start with some basic background on the 1990 1-cent coin. In 1990, the United States Mint produced billions of pennies, just like every other year. The coin featured Abraham Lincoln on the obverse, and the Lincoln Memorial on the reverse side. This design, introduced in 1909, has remained mostly unchanged for decades. The penny, or cent, is made of 97.5% zinc and 2.5% copper. It has a diameter of 19.05 millimeters and a weight of 2.5 grams. These are all pretty standard specifications for pennies. However, there's something very special about a very small percentage of the 1990 pennies that makes them worth a lot more than face value. So, what makes these pennies so valuable? You see, most of the 1990 pennies were minted without issue, and they carried the standard face value of 1 cent. But there's a rare variety of the 1990 penny that's worth much more, and that's the 1990 double die obverse variety. The double die obverse is a minting error that happens when the coin's die, the metal mold used to strike the design, is misaligned. As a result, the coin's design appears to be doubled. This doubling can be seen clearly on the date and lettering of the penny, and it's what makes these particular coins so special. Now, you might be asking yourself, why is this mistake worth so much? The reason is simple: coin collectors and investors are always looking for rare, unique, or limited-run items. A misprinted coin like this one is considered a historical anomaly, and there are fewer of them in circulation. That rarity, combined with the coin's historical significance, makes it a collector's dream. In fact, when a rare 1990 double die obverse penny is found, it can be sold at auctions for incredible sums. Some of these pennies have sold for as much as $122 million, thanks to their rarity and desirability among collectors. But even pennies in slightly less pristine condition can still fetch thousands of dollars. Interestingly, the 1990 double die obverse isn't the only rare coin from the era. There are several other coins, especially from the late 1980s and early 1990s, that also carry rare minting errors. However, the 1990 penny stands out because of its extremely high price in the market. It's a fantastic example of how a tiny error on a coin can lead to a massive increase in value. Coins like these have sparked intense bidding wars at auctions, with passionate collectors vying for the chance to add them to their collections. It's not uncommon for rare pennies to be auctioned off for hundreds of thousands, if not millions of dollars. So, how do you know if you've got one of these valuable 1990 pennies? First off, you need to look closely at the design. If you spot doubling in the date, or the lettering of Liberty, or In God We Trust, you may have found yourself a rare double die obverse penny. However, before getting too excited, there's one more thing to keep in mind. Condition is key when it comes to selling these coins. A penny that's in good condition, with no visible wear, will be much more valuable than a heavily circulated one. A penny in pristine condition might fetch a much higher price than one that's been in your pocket for years. The market for rare coins is a unique world of its own. Collectors, dealers, and investors pay close attention to minting errors, and the value of rare coins fluctuates over time, depending on demand, the coin's condition, and its historical significance. Coins are typically graded on a scale from 1 to 70, with a higher grade meaning better condition. Coins graded as MS-65 or higher are especially valuable. The higher the grade, the higher the price, and as with the 1990 double-die obverse penny, it's not uncommon for a perfectly preserved coin to fetch millions at auction. So, the big question is, how do you check your change? The answer is simple: start looking through your pennies. While it's unlikely that you'll find a $122 million coin in your spare change, you never know. If you're lucky enough to spot a potential double-die obverse penny, take it to a professional coin dealer or get it certified by a reputable grading service. It could be worth a small fortune. To wrap things up, the 1990 double-die obverse penny is an incredible example of how small, historical errors in coinage can lead to big money. With its unique design and rarity, it's one of the most sought-after coins among collectors. So, check your change, you might just have a hidden gem on your hands. Thanks for watching today's video. If you enjoyed learning about this fascinating coin and want to know more about rare and valuable collectibles, be sure to subscribe, hit the notification bell, and leave us a comment. Do you have any rare pennies lying around? Let us know in the comments below. See you next time! Next, you've probably heard that some old coins can be worth a fortune. But what if I told you there's a 1988 1-cent coin out there that could be worth millions? Yes, you heard that right. In this video, we're diving deep into the history of the 1988 penny, how it came to be worth a staggering $82 million, and what makes it so special. Stay tuned, because this is one story you won't want to miss. Let's rewind a bit. The United States Mint has been producing pennies since 1793, but the 1-cent coin we're familiar with today, featuring Abraham Lincoln, wasn't minted until 1909. Over the years, pennies have gone through several design changes, but by the time the 1980s rolled around, the Lincoln Memorial design had become iconic. In 1988, the U.S. Mint produced hundreds of millions of pennies. The face value of these coins was just 1 cent, and most people saw them as nothing more than pocket change, something to buy candy, or maybe a soda. But little did they know, one of those pennies would eventually make a huge splash in the world of coin collecting. Now, here's where the story gets interesting. While most 1988 pennies are worth, well, 1 cent, there's a rare variety that has been causing quite a stir in the coin collecting world. This special 1988 penny is known as the double-die obverse. What's that, you ask? Simply put, a double-die error occurs when the coin's design is struck more than once during production. This results in a double image on the coin. For a 1988 penny, that means the date, the words, Liberty, and In God We Trust. And even Lincoln's profile have a double impression, making it distinct from the typical, regular-issue coins.So. How rare are these double-die error pennies? Well, not many of them survived. In fact, only a few of these rare coins are believed to exist. This makes the 1988 double-die penny incredibly valuable, especially to collectors who understand the significance of this error. Here's the kicker. One of these rare double-die 1988 pennies was recently sold for a jaw-dropping $82 million at an auction. You might think that's just a rumor, but it's true. This coin didn't just break records, it shattered them. This penny is considered the holy grail of modern US coins, and it's one of the most expensive coins ever sold in history. But how did a 1-cent coin with a face value of just a penny end up worth so much? The answer lies in its rarity, its perfect condition, and the error that makes it a one-of-a-kind treasure. Let's break down how we got to this unbelievable price tag. When it comes to rare coins, the condition is everything. The better the condition, the more valuable the coin. Coins with minting errors are highly prized because they are so rare. Most coins come out of the mint without any mistakes. So, a double-die error makes a coin exponentially more valuable. The specific 1988 penny we're talking about was found in mint condition, making it even more valuable. Mint condition coins are considered uncirculated and can fetch high prices in the right market. But beyond its physical condition, the rarity of this particular error made it a must-have for serious collectors. And let's not forget about the historical significance. The 1988 penny, while a relatively recent coin, is now part of an elite group of rare error coins that have become collectors' items over time. It's a piece of US Mint history, a coin that tells a story of precision, mistakes, and the value of imperfection. If you think you might have a valuable 1988 penny on your hands, here's how to check for that coveted double die error. First, take a close look at the date. 1988. And the words Liberty and In God We Trust. If the design appears doubled or has a shadow-like impression, you might have a winner. This is especially true if the doubling is noticeable around the edges of the lettering or Lincoln's profile. Be sure to inspect the coin under good lighting and use a magnifying glass. If you think you've found one of these rare pennies, don't just spend it or toss it into a jar with the rest of your change. Take it to a certified coin grader for an official evaluation. The coin collecting market is a multi-billion-dollar industry. In fact, it's one of the most lucrative markets for collectors and investors alike. People pay big money for rare coins, and the 1988 double-die penny is just one example of how valuable a single coin can become. Coin shows dealers actively seek out these rare pieces, knowing that they can flip them for significant profits. But for the casual collector, finding a rare coin can be a stroke of luck. Many collectors spend years, even decades, building their collections, hunting for rare finds like this. So, there you have it. The 1988 1-cent coin is a fascinating piece of US history, and a rare version of it can be worth millions. If you happen to have a 1988 penny with the double die error, you could be holding on to a small fortune. Whether you're a seasoned collector or just getting started, remember to always keep an eye on those seemingly ordinary coins. You never know when you might come across a hidden gem worth more than you ever imagined. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed this video and want to learn more about rare coins and the incredible world of numismatics, don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell so you never miss an update. Who knows, your next coin could be worth millions. Until next time, happy collecting! Next. Today, we're diving into a topic that might just surprise you. What if I told you that a 2017 1-cent coin could be worth a staggering $7 million? Stick around as we unravel the mystery behind this incredible coin and why it's caught the attention of collectors around the world. At first glance, you might think of the 2017 1-cent coin as just another regular penny. After all, the face value of a penny is just 1 cent, right? But what if I told you that this particular penny has a value far beyond its humble origins? That's right, the 2017 penny is currently considered one of the rarest and most valuable pennies in the world, and it's currently estimated to be worth a mind-blowing $7 million. So how did a coin worth just 1 cent end up with such a massive price tag? Let's dive into the fascinating history behind this unique coin and uncover its secret value. The 2017 penny was part of a series of regular issue coins minted by the US Mint. The D Mint mark indicates that it was produced at the Denver Mint, one of the key facilities where US coins are manufactured. But what makes this penny different from the millions of others produced that year? To answer that, we need to take a step back and understand how pennies are typically minted. Normally, the US Mint produces coins in large quantities, and these coins go through a process of sorting, inspection, and distribution. However, not all coins make it out of this process unscathed. Some rare and unique varieties make their way into circulation, and that's where the 2017 penny comes in. So what's the big deal with the 2017 penny? It all comes down to a rare error that occurred during the minting process. You see, some 2017 pennies were struck with a unique minting flaw that caused the design to be off-center or display other unusual characteristics. These errors were very subtle, but to a trained eye, they were immediately noticeable. Now you might be wondering, why does this matter? Well, coins with minting errors are often highly sought after by collectors. In the world of numismatics, rare mistakes can be worth thousands, even millions of dollars. And the 2017 penny is one of those rare mistakes. The specific error that caused the value to skyrocket is known as the off-center strike. Essentially, the die that presses the design onto the coin wasn't properly aligned, causing the image of Abraham Lincoln to be stamped off-center. While this may sound like a small issue, it drastically alters the look of the coin and makes it a one-of-a-kind collector's item. Now let's talk about the value. Typically, an off-center strike is not unusual for coins. The US Mint occasionally makes these errors, but the more pronounced and unique the mistake, the higher the value. In the case of the 2017 D penny, the misalignment was so extreme that it caught the attention of serious collectors. As of now, an off-center 2017 D penny has sold at auction for an astronomical price, with some estimates suggesting it could be worth up to $7 million. But you might ask, how does a penny, which is worth just 1 cent in face value, reach such a high price? Well, the key to this value lies in rarity and demand. With only a handful of these off-center pennies known to exist, collectors are eager to get their hands on one. The rarity of these errors, combined with the growing interest in modern US coinage, has made this penny one of the hottest commodities in the numismatic world. Let's break down why the 2017 D penny has become such a big deal. First off, the error was so rare that it caught the attention of leading coin dealers and collectors. When rare errors occur, they typically stay hidden until someone stumbles upon them, and that's when the excitement begins. But beyond the error, there's the fascinating aspect of modern coin collecting. The world of numismatics is often focused on older coins, especially those from the 19th and early 20th centuries. But in recent years, collectors have started to place more value on modern coins, particularly those that have unique characteristics or flaws. Coins like the 2017 D penny are a perfect example of this shift in interest. Another factor contributing to the coin's worth is the story behind it. Collectors love a coin with a rich history, and this penny's journey from the mint to the collector's hands is nothing short of incredible. As more people learn about the story behind this coin, its value continues to rise. So, how do you spot one of these rare 2017 D pennies in your pocket change? Well, it takes a trained eye and some careful inspection. You'll want to look for the following key features. First, check the alignment of the design. If you see that Abraham Lincoln's image is noticeably off-center, that's a strong indicator that the coin might be valuable. Next, look for any other imperfections in the strike, whether it's a doubled image or any other flaw that looks unusual. Keep in mind, these coins are incredibly rare, so the chances of finding one are slim. But if you're an avid coin collector or just like to hunt for treasures, it's worth giving your pennies a second look. As time goes on, it's likely that the value of the 2017 D penny will continue to rise, as more collectors discover its rarity and unique story. Whether it's $7 million or more, this penny has become a symbol of how valuable modern coins can be when they carry a unique history. So, what does this mean for the future of coin collecting? Well, it's clear that the world of numismatics is evolving. As collectors start to value rare modern errors just as much as historical pieces, we might see more coins like the 2017 D penny commanding top dollar. In conclusion, the 2017 D penny is much more than just a regular coin. It's a rare error coin with a fascinating story and a value that's still climbing. Whether you're a seasoned collector or just getting into the hobby, keep an eye out for this coin. It could be worth millions. Thanks for tuning in today. If you enjoyed this video and want to learn more about rare coins and their fascinating histories, make sure to hit that like button and subscribe to our channel. Until next time, keep searching for treasures, and happy collecting! Next. In today's video, we're going to talk about a rare US 1-cent coin minted in 1997 that has caused quite a stir in the numismatic world. It's not just any ordinary penny, it's a coin worth millions. So, if you're a coin collector or just curious about the hidden treasures of the world of currency, this video is for you. Before we get into the specifics of this 1-cent coin, let's first talk about what makes a coin rare and valuable. Coins can gain value due to a variety of factors, including their age, rarity, condition, and the history behind them. Most coins in circulation today, especially pennies, are worth their face value, which is just 1 cent. But there are exceptions, and the 1997 penny is one of those. Rare coins, like those made from limited quantities or unique designs, can fetch substantial amounts at auctions. In some cases, it's even a single flaw or error that can push the value of a coin into the stratosphere. And in the case of the 1997 1-cent coin, it's an extraordinary story that's making headlines today. Now, let's go back to 1997. For most people, the year 1997 probably doesn't stand out as a particularly special year in the world of coins. But that's about to change. This particular penny, the 1997 1-cent piece, was part of a regular minting process, and at first glance, it looks just like any other penny from that time. However, this penny, in particular, has something rare about it. In 1997, the US Mint produced billions of pennies, but a small number of these coins were struck with a very unique feature, an extremely rare minting error. Some coins were accidentally struck using an incorrect planchet, meaning they were made with the wrong type of metal. This rare mistake turned an ordinary penny into a collector's dream. Here's where the story takes an incredible turn. While most 1997 pennies were made using a copper-plated zinc composition, a tiny percentage of them were accidentally struck with the wrong metal, pure copper. And that's where the magic happens. The US Mint typically uses copper-plated zinc for pennies, but back in 1997, there were some pennies that were mistakenly struck using copper, the metal that was once used for pennies before 1982. These copper pennies from 1997 are incredibly rare, and because they're made from pure copper, they have a significantly higher value than regular pennies. So why is this such a big deal? Well, because pure copper is much more valuable than zinc. In fact, the melt value of a pure copper penny far exceeds its face value, especially when it's one of only a few in existence. Collectors and investors have been clamoring to get their hands on these rare coins. One of these rare pennies, known as the 1997 copper penny era coin, recently sold for an eye-popping $29 million at auction. That's right, $29 million for a single penny. How did it get to this point? Let's take a closer look at how this coin's value skyrocketed. While many of us would just toss a penny in our pocket change jar, coin experts and collectors have a trained eye for spotting valuable pieces. In 2005, a coin dealer stumbled upon this incredible 1997 copper penny. After verifying the authenticity and rarity of the coin, the dealer took it to a professional grading service, where it was confirmed as one of the few copper pennies ever made. Once its rarity was confirmed, word began to spread about this incredibly unique penny. Coin enthusiasts and investors from all over the world started bidding for the coin, and the price quickly escalated. In a historic auction, the 1997 copper penny sold for $29 million to a private collector. This remarkable sale turned the coin into one of the most valuable pieces of currency ever sold. So, what makes this penny worth so much? It all comes down to a combination of factors: rarity, historical significance, and the minting error. But beyond that, it's about what makes this penny different from all the others in circulation. First, this penny is the result of a minting error, an anomaly that makes it extremely rare. It's believed that only a handful of these copper pennies were ever produced, and most of them were never released into circulation. As a result, finding one today is a true stroke of luck. Secondly, the historical significance of this coin can't be overstated. Pennies have been around for centuries, and many collectors are willing to pay top dollar for pieces that tell the story of US currency. And in the case of the 1997 copper penny, it represents a rare mistake in the minting process, a mistake that led to one of the most valuable pennies in history. So, what does this mean for you? Could you have a hidden fortune sitting in your collection? While it's unlikely that you have a 1997 copper penny worth $29 million, it's worth checking your coins for rare minting errors. Coins with rare features, such as off-center strikes or unusual metals, can often fetch more money than you might expect. If you think you might have a rare coin, it's best to consult with a professional numismatist or get the coin graded by a reputable service. Sometimes, what looks like just a common penny could turn out to be a valuable piece of history. In the world of coin collecting, the value of a piece isn't always about how old it is or how many were made. It's about the story it tells and the rarity of its characteristics. The 1997 copper penny is a prime example of how an ordinary coin can hold extraordinary value. So, the next time you're going through your change, don't just toss that penny aside. it might be worth more than you think. Thanks for watching today's video. If you enjoyed learning about the incredible 1997 1-cent coin, make sure to hit that like button and subscribe for more amazing coin stories. And remember, always check your change, because you never know what hidden treasures are waiting for you. Next. Today, we're going to talk about a coin that many people might overlook or toss in their pockets without a second thought. But what if I told you this seemingly ordinary penny could be worth millions of dollars? Yes, you heard that right. The 1998 1-cent coin might just be sitting in your change jar, waiting for the right collector to discover it. Stick around, because we're diving deep into the fascinating history and the rare value of the 1998 penny that could potentially be worth a jaw-dropping $35 million. Let's get into it. First, let's take a step back and look at the humble history of the 1-cent coin in the United States. The penny, as we know it today, has a long and storied past. The first U.S. penny was struck in 1793, featuring a design by the artist Robert Scott. Since then, the penny has undergone many changes, but one thing has remained the same: it's always been seen as a small, insignificant coin. In fact, many people simply toss pennies away, considering them worthless. But what if the coin you're holding right now has a history all its own? Throughout history, the penny has gone through a variety of changes in design. From the iconic Lincoln Memorial design in 1959 to the more recent shield design introduced in 2010, the penny has always been evolving. But the story of the 1998 penny is a little different. It's not about the design change, it's about a rare misprint that could turn it into a millionaire's treasure. Now, let's get to the good part. Why could a 1998 1-cent coin be worth $35 million? To understand that, we need to talk about the specific circumstances that make this coin so rare. In 1998, there was a very small number of pennies that were struck with an error, a mistake that went unnoticed by many at the time. This error involved the coin being minted with a double die, meaning that the engraving on the coin's face was doubled, resulting in a ghosted effect on the numbers and letters. This rare error happens during the minting process, where the die used to strike the coin becomes misaligned or defects in the engraving lead to a doubled image. In most cases, these errors are caught early and corrected, but not all of them. Some of these misprints slip through the cracks and make it into circulation, where they can go unnoticed by everyday people like you and me. Believe it or not, it wasn't until a few years after the 1998 penny was minted that the error was discovered. A collector in the early 2000s spotted one of these rare double-die pennies, and when they took it to an expert for evaluation, they were stunned. The coin was worth far more than the mere 1 cent it appeared to be worth. After further inspection, coin experts determined that these double-die pennies were extraordinarily rare and could fetch millions on the open market. The discovery led to a frenzy among collectors, with people scouring through their change to find this hidden treasure. So, how rare is this coin? Well, there's no exact number, but it's estimated that only a handful of 1998 double-die pennies were produced. Some say only a few hundred could still be in circulation, while others suggest that number is even lower. The rarity is what makes this coin so valuable. In fact, one such penny recently sold at auction for a mind-boggling $35 million. Yes, you heard that right. A single penny, worth just 1 cent at face value, turned into a small fortune for its lucky owner. Now you might be wondering, why is this penny worth so much money? After all, it's just a small piece of copper and zinc. The value doesn't come from the materials, but rather from the rarity and the history behind the error. This is a collector's dream coin. It's a once-in-a-lifetime find, a piece of history, and it represents the fascinating world of coin collecting. The value of rare coins, especially those with minting errors, can skyrocket due to their scarcity. Coin collectors and investors know this, and that's why certain errors can fetch such insane prices at auctions. So, how can you tell if you have one of these incredibly valuable 1998 pennies? Well, the most important thing to look for is the double die error. This means that the engraving on the coin looks blurry or doubled, especially around the lettering of Liberty and In God We Trust. If the letters appear to have a ghosted effect or a faint second outline, you may be holding a rare gem. Make sure you use a magnifying glass to get a good look at the details. You can also consult a professional coin grader for further evaluation if you're unsure. So, the next time you're digging through your change, take a second to inspect those pennies. You might just be holding on to something much more valuable than you think. The 1998 double-dyed penny is one of the rarest coins in U.S. history, and while it's not easy to find, knowing what to look for could make you a fortune. In the world of coin collecting, the value of these rare mistakes is astronomical. The fact that one small error could result in a $35 million penny is a testament to the fascinating world of numismatics. Thanks for watching, and remember, always keep an eye on your change. Who knows, your next penny might be worth millions. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe for more fascinating stories about rare coins and collectibles. See you next time! Next. Today, we have an absolutely mind-blowing topic for you. If you think that a regular 1-cent coin is worth just, well, 1 cent, you might want to rethink that. In this video, we're going to explore the story behind the 1988 1-cent coin, a coin that's not only rare but could also be worth a staggering $65 million. Yes, you heard that right, a single penny worth millions. Stick with us to find out the full story and the incredible value this coin could fetch. Alright, let's start by breaking down the basics. The 1988 1-cent coin, also known as a penny, is part of the iconic series of U.S. coins that featured the profile of Abraham Lincoln on the obverse, that's the head side, by the way, and the Lincoln Memorial on the reverse. It was minted in the U.S. at various facilities, including Philadelphia, Denver, and San Francisco. Every year, millions of pennies are produced, but like any coin or currency, some are more special than others, especially when it comes to collectors. Most of us are familiar with pennies that are pretty much, well, worthless beyond their face value. But not this one. Now, let's talk about the one that stands out among the crowd. You might be wondering, how on earth could a simple penny from 1988 be worth millions? Well, here's the catch. The key to this story lies in a rare error that occurred during the minting process. Imagine this. A 1988 penny that was mistakenly struck with a double die, a kind of error where the design was stamped twice, creating a doubled image of the engraving. These types of errors are rare, but when they do occur, they create a coin that's worth way more than its face value. So, what exactly is a double die coin? In simple terms, a double die occurs when the die used to strike the coin is misaligned or fails to fully reset after the first strike. This causes the image or design on the coin to be stamped twice, resulting in a blurry or overlapping appearance. With a double die penny, the lettering and images appear doubled, and depending on how severe the error is, it can create a truly unique and valuable piece. And that's exactly what happened with a rare 1988 penny. Although this era coin started as a simple penny, it didn't stay unnoticed for long. Word of the 1988 double die error spread like wildfire among collectors. In fact, it wasn't long before one of these rare 1988 double die pennies surfaced at a major coin auction. As collectors and investors eyed the unique coin, the bidding wars began. It quickly became clear that this wasn't just any ordinary penny. Due to its rarity and the high demand for error coins, the value of the 1988 double die penny skyrocketed. And what once was worth just 1 cent was suddenly worth millions. In a stunning turn of events, one of these rare 1988 double-die pennies was sold at auction for an astonishing $65 million. Yes, this coin, which was originally worth just 1 cent, fetched more than the GDP of some small countries. While it's important to note that not every 1988 penny with a double-die error is worth this much, the one that reached this jaw-dropping price is widely considered to be the rarest and most valuable penny ever sold. Experts in numismatics, that's the study of coins, have dubbed it one of the holy grails of modern U.S. currency. So why is this penny worth such an extraordinary amount of money? First, we have to consider the rarity of double-die errors. While these errors do occur every now and then, the chances of one happening on a 1988 penny and surviving for decades in excellent condition are extremely low. The rarity of a coin like this comes down to its condition, the severity of the minting error, and the historical context. This particular penny is a perfect storm of all those factors. And when you add in the interest from collectors and investors who are willing to pay top dollar for a unique piece of history, the value just explodes. Now, if you're sitting there thinking, hey, I've got some old pennies lying around, maybe I've got one of these $65 million treasures. Let's pump the brakes for a second. While finding a rare and valuable coin like the 1988 double die is an exciting possibility, remember that not all coins from the same year will fetch these astronomical prices. In fact, most will still be worth only their face value unless they have significant errors or rarity attached to them. So, how can you spot a coin that could potentially be worth big money? Here are a few tips. Examine the details. Look closely at the lettering, numbers, and images for any misalignments or doubling. Condition is key. Coins in mint condition are often worth more than worn-out ones. Check for known errors. Research well-known errors for the year or series of the coin you're looking at. Consult an expert. If you think you've found something special, take it to a reputable coin dealer or appraiser. So, there you have it. The incredible story of the 1988 1-cent coin that sold for $65 million. Who would have thought that a simple penny could be worth so much, right? If you're a coin collector or just someone interested in rare treasures, always keep an eye out for those hidden gems in your change jar. Thanks for watching, and if you found this video fascinating, don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the notification bell for more amazing stories from the world of rare coins. Who knows, the next one could be worth millions. Last, have you ever looked at your spare change and wondered, could this be worth something huge? Well, you might be surprised to know that a seemingly ordinary 2003 penny could be worth an unbelievable amount of money, up to $18 million. In today's video, we're diving into the value, history, and incredible story of this rare and highly sought-after coin. Before we talk about the mind-blowing value of this 2003 1-cent coin, let's take a quick look at the history behind the humble penny. First minted in 1793, the US 1-cent coin, or penny, has undergone multiple design changes. For most of its history, the penny featured the famous image of Abraham Lincoln, designed by Victor David Brenner in 1909, marking the centennial of Lincoln's birth. In 2003, the US Mint released a penny featuring the familiar image of Lincoln on the obverse, and on the reverse, the traditional Union Shield design, a symbol of American strength and unity. But while these coins are still in circulation today, one particular 2003 penny has set collectors' hearts racing. So what makes this 2003 penny so special? The answer lies in a rare and remarkable mistake made by the US Mint, a mistake that turned this penny into a priceless treasure. You see, sometimes the US Mint strikes coins with errors, either from a problem with the die or with the minting process itself. When these errors occur, the coins become incredibly rare and valuable. In the case of the 2003 penny, the error was related to the metal composition of the coin. While the standard penny is made of copper-plated zinc, some of the 2003 pennies were accidentally struck with the wrong metal, pure copper. This error resulted in a series of pennies that were vastly different from the others in terms of both appearance and value. So, what's the big deal? Why is this penny worth up to $18 million? Well, when a coin is struck with the wrong metal, especially a highly valuable metal like pure copper, the value skyrockets. As copper prices soared, the metal content of these rare 2003 pennies began to be worth more than their face value, and collectors took notice. In fact, a 2003 copper penny has sold for as much as $18 million in recent auctions, and it is considered one of the most valuable modern coins in the world. A single penny, worth just 1 cent in 2003, has become a symbol of the incredible value of rare mint errors. It's important to note that not every 2003 penny is worth this astronomical amount. The key to this incredible value is the rarity of the copper-plated ones, and these coins must be in excellent condition. The condition of a coin is often referred to as its grade, and the higher the grade, the more valuable the coin is to collectors. Now, if you think you might have one of these rare copper pennies lying around in your collection, here's how you can identify it. First, take a close look at the color of the penny. While most pennies are copper-plated zinc, The rare copper-era pennies are noticeably darker in color, with a rich, reddish-brown hue that stands out. Next, weigh the penny. A standard 2003 penny weighs 2.5 grams, but the rare copper penny weighs about 3.1 grams. If you have a 2003 penny that's slightly heavier and has a darker color, it might just be the rare copper era you're looking for. Finding one of these rare pennies is no easy task. Many coin collectors spend hours searching through rolls of pennies, hoping to find that one-in-a-million coin that could make them a fortune. The rarity and value of these copper pennies have made them highly sought after, and prices can reach into the millions of dollars at auction. Collectors have become more and more aggressive in their search for these rare coins, which means the competition is fierce. But don't worry, you don't need to be a seasoned numismatist to start looking through your change. Even beginners have found rare and valuable coins by simply being observant and knowing what to look for. Should you hold on to your 2003 pennies in the hopes of finding one of these rare copper-era coins? It might not hurt to start looking through your change, but remember, the chances of finding a penny worth $18 million are incredibly slim. Even so, holding on to rare coins and keeping track of minting errors can be a fun and potentially profitable hobby. If you do find a rare coin, make sure to get it authenticated by a professional coin grading service. Authentication is key when it comes to selling your coin for top dollar. Many rare coins have been sold for a huge profit, but it's important to ensure that the coin is genuine and properly graded. So, the 2003 1-cent coin may seem like just another penny, but its history and era have made it one of the most valuable coins in the world. Whether or not you have one of these rare copper pennies, the story of this remarkable coin shows just how much value can be hidden in the most unlikely places. Remember, coin collecting is about more than just the value. It's about the thrill of the hunt, the history behind each piece, and the fascinating stories that make these coins special. Who knows? You might just have a hidden treasure in your pocket. If you enjoyed learning about this rare and valuable 2003 penny, be sure to hit the like button and subscribe for more fascinating coin stories. And if you have any rare coins of your own, let us know in the comments below. Thanks for watching, and happy collecting!